Oh, boy, why is my back so stiff? And that's like standing for a little bit and even sitting for a short period of time, right? Like, how is my back so stiff now? And is it just part of getting older? And that's something that not only I have thought about, but many of my clients and a lot of friends I talk to keep mentioning, oh, you're getting a little bit older. So you're gonna feel stiff and things are gonna be sore, and that's just how life is going to be. Yes, once again, we're in my balcony and you can see and hear planes flying across. Never really thought I'd enjoy the, I guess, calming feel of watching planes take off, because it's definitely not quiet. But yeah, getting back to it, like, there's so many things that I hear all the time, about getting older, that things are not going to be the same because, your knees are going to hurt, your back's going to hurt, your shoulder's going to hurt, everything hurts. Is that something you have said or even thought to yourself, like, oh man, when I get older, I know things are just going to hurt and I'm just going to ache and it's just part of life and I'm going to have to accept it? Well, if you've been watching me long enough, I'm just going to say no. It's not going to be every day when you go to work, right? Whether you're sitting a lot or standing a lot, like, things are just going to hurt, or you're going to hesitate getting down onto the ground because you're going to have to get back up off the ground. And that does not have to be your reality. I'm not here to do this inspirational video. I'm just here to do a realistic video because let me tell you, after 20 years of being in the fitness industry and coaching thousands of clients, I know what works for me and what works for a lot of my clients, right? And it's simple movements. That's it, just simple movements. You're not doing a huge routine. You're not doing something crazy. You're not doing something that's gonna take hours. Just little movements. It's not just random movements or any movements. It's movements that make you feel good, right? It's good movements that makes your body feel like, hey, you know what? It's stretched out because I'm stiff in my back or my sides, or I'm stiff in my shoulders, right? So I'm gonna do a few extra movements to kind of help loosen that up and feel better. So it's movements like that you already know and that you do and that you're gonna do to benefit yourself. For myself, I know my upper back gets stiff because I'm sitting on a computer, and that's gonna take a little, or I'm standing in front of the computer actually, because I don't have a chair in my office. And I know my lower back, my upper back's gonna get stiff because I'm working all day, kind of editing videos and catching up with clients, right? So I know I'm gonna get stiff. One of my favorite exercises is a simple one where I just kind of hold and pull and stretch out my lats and the middle of the back, right? This was what works for me. And I do this a few minutes, and each time I start to feel a little stiff. I just don't sit there and hope that it just goes away, because it just doesn't go away. And anytime my lower back and the rest of my body feels stiff, I do a little bit of rotation, because this really genuinely helps. So I'm here to tell you that you can do the same. So does this mean you have to wake up every morning thinking, oh my God, my back is stiff? Is this gonna be the whole day now? And is every little pain that you're gonna feel and every part of stiffness that you're gonna feel, is that going to be part of your life and you're going to have to accept it just because you got a little bit older? I'm a big believer of, you can have a choice, right? You can either choose to accept that, hey, this is my reality, and yes, you're going to get older, and yes, things are going to definitely get tighter, and you'll probably find some achy, naggy things that are going to happen, but it doesn't mean you can't just do something that feels good for you and move forward. Because the reality is, you're gonna get old. That's just a fact. Now, I still remember, and if you've been following me for a while, when I had my Achilles tendon rupture, it did not feel good. It sucked, and I was in pain. I didn't know if I was going to perform and, like, do the activities like that I've done in the past again. I didn't know if I could even walk properly again. However, I don't think that I don't dwell on like this is going to be my life. You and I can get up and do a few different movements, right, with our with a ledge, with a chair, with a table, just to do some stretches, right? Or even none of those and just stand and cross your arms over, right? Just to kind of get some movement in. So the reality is, no, it doesn't have to be your life, right? Like whenever you wake up with any kind of stiffness or a little pain, it doesn't have to be this long drawn out story of like, oh my God, this is gonna happen to me, so this is gonna be the rest of my life and this is gonna ruin my day or my week or whatever. Accept the fact that you're gonna get older and things are gonna happen. Things are not gonna feel perfectly peachy as you were when you're like maybe 20 or even 30 or even 40. But the great benefit of getting older is hopefully you're wiser, and all the experience like that you've gained and all the knowledge that you've learned, now you can put it into a lot more action. So everything else is almost like a life hack. You can speed up recovery, maybe not speed up recovery, but you can speed up the knowledge of how to recover. Do the movements that make your body feel better so you don't have to sit there in pain, and then you can move on quicker. So remember, a stiffness or a little ache doesn't have to be your story. You have the solution to change that and to move forward. Now it's time for me to go back standing at my desk, and I can't wait to see you in my next episode.